What do you do when the person you hurt the most acts like you don't exist? That question has haunted me for weeks now. My name is Isabel. I'm 32, and somehow, somewhere along the line, I became the woman I never thought I would be. The one who destroyed the most solid, comforting part of her life for a fleeting, shallow thrill. I never imagined that I'd end up here, living alone in a tiny, barely furnished apartment, surrounded by emptiness, haunted by the echoes of choices I can never undo. It all began 6 years ago when I met Nathan. From the moment we locked eyes, something clicked. It was effortless, almost magical. 8 months later, we moved in together. Within a year, we bought a cozy little house tucked into a quiet suburban street. Friends and family would look at us and call us the perfect couple. For a long time, I believed them. Nathan was steady, kind, thoughtful. The kind of man who would remember exactly how I liked my morning coffee, who would rub my feet after a long day, who never judged my obsession with mindless reality shows. He made life feel safe, secure, like everything was as it should be. But over time, the spark began to dim. Our days started to blur together. Work, dinner, TV, bed, rinse, repeat. The surprises, the spontaneous outings, the lingering kisses, they vanished. Life had become comfortable, yes, but also monotonous. I began to notice the distance growing between us. He stopped texting like he used to. He came home late, eyes avoiding mine, absorbed in his own world. I could have reached out, tried to bridge the gap, but instead, I turned my ears to other voices. "You're settling," Kira whispered at one of our girls' nights. "You're still young, Izzy. Don't waste your life on boredom." And then Lana, who treated commitment like a casual hobby, echoed the same sentiment. "If he's not making you feel alive, someone else will." And then came Dylan. He was new at the office. Always sharply dressed, confident. A smile that made you feel like the only person in the room. At first, it was harmless flirting. Then the texts started. Initially, we talked about work, deadlines, projects. Then music, weekend plans, childhood memories. He listened. He laughed. He made me feel seen in ways I hadn't felt in years. I tried to convince myself it was innocent, just a harmless connection. But deep down, I wanted him to notice me, to make me feel alive again. The first kiss came after a work happy hour. We were in his car, the music soft, the world outside fading. My lips brushed his, and I felt a thrill I hadn't felt in years. I went home that night feeling both guilty and electrified. The guilt lingered at first, but with every laugh, every shared secret, every lingering glance, I convinced myself it was okay. Nathan was distracted, absorbed, oblivious to the subtle shift in my heart. Eventually, I crossed the line. Nathan told me he had to work late. I saw my opening. I invited Dylan over to our house, into the very bedroom where Nathan had once kissed my forehead and whispered forever. I won't go into the details, they don't matter. What matters is that it wasn't about love. It was about ego, desire, and a selfish hunger that blinded me. Part of me wanted to be caught, wanted him to see the consequences of our growing distance, maybe even to fight for me. But he never did. That night, Nathan came home early. I didn't notice until it was too late. Dylan had gone. I was left tidying up, wiping off lipstick stains, fluffing pillows we had no right to mess with. When Nathan appeared, I greeted him with a kiss, pretending everything was normal. He flinched. "How was work?" I asked, forcing a smile. "Fine," he said, his voice hollow, distant. Dinner was skipped. He avoided the living room. That night, he slept in the guest room. The next morning, he looked at me like I was a stranger. "I want a divorce," he said quietly, sipping his coffee. "What? Why?" I stammered, panic flooding me. "I just do. You need to move out by next week," he said. No shouting, no dramatic confrontation. Just a silence so piercing it carried the weight of everything I had broken. I begged, I cried, I called, I texted. Nothing. I reached out to our mutual friends, but most avoided me. Nathan's sister, who had once welcomed me as one of her own, cut me off coldly. "Are you seriously asking me what you did?" she snapped before hanging up. That's when the truth hit me. He knew. Somehow, someway he knew. The next time I saw him, he came to collect his things. I stayed in the apartment, needing to hear the words I'd been dreading. And he didn't hold back. "I saw you with him," he said. I couldn't speak. I had no excuses that could undo the damage. That wasn't a mistake, he continued. That was betrayal. I offered apologies, explanations, therapy, even promises that I would change. But he just stared, hollow-eyed. You didn't talk to me when you were unhappy, he said. You didn't fight for us. You just replaced me. I'm done. And just like that, 6 years of my life vanished. Nathan, the man who had loved me unconditionally, was gone. I was left alone, drowning in guilt, shame, and the bitter knowledge that I had chosen this fate for myself. Dylan's name became a bitter taste, a reminder of my selfishness. I blocked his messages, his calls. Kira let me stay with her for a few weeks, but even she recoiled when I admitted the truth. Eventually, I moved into a small, peeling studio apartment, started a new job where no one knew me or my mistakes. Nathan, I later heard through a friend, had moved on, promoted, happy, with someone new. Someone who appreciated him, valued him. The kind of woman I had thrown away without a second thought. Sometimes I reach for my phone, tempted to send a message, to apologize, to see if there's even a sliver of forgiveness left. But I don't. He doesn't owe me that. And honestly, I don't deserve it. I lost Nathan. I lost the home we built. I lost our future. And for what? For a fleeting illusion of being wanted, being desired, by someone who never truly knew me. The worst part isn't even the loneliness. It's knowing that I made the choice, that I chose to destroy the one thing that truly mattered. And now, I live with the consequences every single day.